What I've discovered is that there's 5 primary emotions. So understand that as you're living, as you're growing, these 5 primary emotions, they will be the ones that stop you from having your own self-love. They will be the things that stop you from expressing who you are. I'm going to challenge you to sit and say, it's not about doing, it's about being. Don't just think bigger, feel bigger. What if I told you that every story you're holding on to is every single story you're holding on to is so I'm asking you the question, what's stopping you from being bigger? The you're telling yourself. The you're saying to yourself is what's stopping you from being bigger. Because it's not about just thinking here. This is about realigning the brain, the mind, and the soul and connecting it as one. Because rewiring is not about just the idea of making you programmed in a certain way. And I'm going to challenge everyone today that you don't program your life. You heal your life. Programming has conditioning. Healing is helping energy align with love. That's an acronym I've been saying for the last 25 years since I've been in practice. Helping energy align with love, because the only thing that's going to help you heal your life and grow your business is not what you program. It's going to be what you heal. And when you heal it, your body will express it, you'll move through it, and you'll be able to create the life that you want to. But as long as you're holding on to the story, aka the that we've been holding on to, you're stuck in a frequency, a pattern that keeps you stuck. And that pattern doesn't grow. And I don't care how positive you want to be, how many affirmations you want to be, that frequency, unless you get to gratitude, you are a different human being, neurophysiologically right now than you've ever been, I promise you. I promise you. Remember that term that consciousness is contagious? And let me give you the reason why it's contagious. Because the people you surround yourself with, the environment that you surround yourself with, the more authentic they are, your nervous system feels that through these neurons called mirror neurons. And that's why you walk away. I'll give you an example. You ever notice people and they look like their pets? Yeah. And you don't want to say, hey, you look like a dog. Because you're about to get beaten if you say that, right? You can't do that. But people look like their pets. I'm going to look like a rat one day. Because I have a Shih Tzu poodle, and when you give him a bath, he looks like this face that looks like a rat. He looks like Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, Teenage Mutant. I'm like, oh my God, my mirror neurons. I better get my dating out of the system now because the rat face is coming. But these mirror neurons are constantly reflecting the energy inside of you. They're reflecting the environment around you. And what you surround yourself with, you then get more of. So the more you surround yourself with people who are loving, what do you get? Loving people. Loving people. The stories we tell ourselves are the ones that we hold ourselves back with. And I ask you this question, how long are you going to let the story live your life and run your life? If in 5 minutes, and 7 minutes, and 8 minutes I can rewire people, and you can rewire your life and change the course of your life and direction, heal your mind and body, how long is it okay to be stuck in that pattern? Because you can fight your path, or you can heal your path. You can fight your path, or you can sit and say, I can heal my path to get there. So as you think today, I want you to break free from the old patterns. Because when you break free, that's when you're going to grow. What I've discovered is that there's 5 primary emotions. 5 primary emotions. And the first one, we've been talking about it all day. It's infatuation. The addiction to support, the addiction to getting someone's approval is an infatuation. As long as you put someone else on a pedestal, you put yourself in the pit. Right? If you put someone on a pedestal, you automatically compare yourself and you put yourself in the pit because of that. And if you're comparing yourself to someone else saying they're better than me, they've got more money than me, they're more amazing than me, they're more beautiful than me, they've got better shoes, they got Dolce & Gabbana paintings on their shoes. I don't know, but if you compare yourself to what someone else has, you lose the essence of who you are. And that's where fear sits. Fear sits in the ability to see your own strength. So you'll judge yourself and you'll infatuate with other people. That infatuation eventually leads us down the path to resentment. And when you resent things, you're holding on to them. And that resentment is literally saying, because of this, I did this. and you become a victim of your own consciousness. I don't care if you did something great because of it. You become a victim of your own consciousness. And so if you're holding on to resentment, you're holding on to that idea of resentment, you realize it's in the way, not on the way. If you can't see something from the amygdala, which is in the way, to the prefrontal cortex, which is on the way, then you're stuck in the pattern, and that's running your life. That's a story you will tell yourself for eternity. It's a story you'll tell yourself. Then you've got guilt. You've got pride, when you think you're better than everybody else. And not pride from the state, that I'm better. You don't have to do that. You could be quietly in your victim story and be in a state of pride, can't you? You could be in victimhood and be in pride. And I'll say this in this room to press a button. My husband did this to me. He left me. She left me. He did this. Until we don't take 100% accountability of ourselves and our life, we're never going to heal our stories. Yes. Never. Yes. I want you to understand that. Never. Then you've got the last one, which is the one that destroys us all on the inside, and it's shame. It's shame. Infatuation, resentment, guilt, pride, and shame. And shame is the one that you don't express yourself with. You don't allow it to the world. You don't allow yourself to be free, be in that state of bigger, because you don't feel you deserve it. You don't feel that you're worthy of it, right? And the ultimate answer is not, hey, look, I did this because of all these things. That you're going to realize ultimately it's because I don't love me. And when you don't love yourself, I don't mean like an infatuation love, truly, authentically love who you are. For all the things that you did that were positive and good, and all the things that maybe you did that were so crappy and bad. If you don't envelop, and some of you will call it the lightness and the darkness, a merger of it, George Lucas called it Star Wars for a reason, if you go really depth into that. But if you really understand and say, hey, you know what? It's not all the things that were good that were allowed me to be who I am. It's also the crap that I went through that made me the person that I am. We get addicted to the things that are good, but not the things that are bad. The things that are bad is what made other things good. They're the things that made us grow inside of it. So understand that as you're living, as you're growing, these 5 primary emotions, they will be the ones that stop you from having your own self-love. They will be the things that stop you from expressing who you are into the world. So if you're going to look at it and say, I'm going to feel rejection, it's because you're going to hold on to one of these 5 emotions. One of these 5 emotions. And you don't know where it's going to be. You don't know where it's going to be. Because, see, the battle is not in strategy. The battle is in here. It's in here. And so I say that to you today. As long as you think the battle is outside of you, you're missing the war that's going on inside of you. So if you're going to break free and get yourself to the place where you want to express your life and live the reason why you want to, why you're going to be bigger, not just think bigger, why you're going to do what it is you say you're going to do, then I'm going to challenge you today not to look at your life and sit and say, you know what, I just got things to do. I'm going to challenge you to sit and say, it's not about doing, it's about being. It's about being from here forward. Don't just think bigger, feel bigger. Because your feeling is what's going to express into the world. And my hope is that you take charge of your life, you break free, and you be big. Thank you guys so much. I'm Dr. Rick Rivetti. Hey guys, if you like that video, click on the link over here, and you're going to love the next video.